Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Stampin' with No-No. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you. I do appreciate you tuning in and I hope you enjoy this video. I've not introduced myself for quite a while, so my name is Teresa and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So the video for today, we're going to be playing with the relaxing water side. Actually, I think it's going to end up being the suite that we're going to be playing with. And this video is part of the blog hop group that I am in, and that is called Stampin' with Friends. So at the end of this video, if you go back to my blog, scroll down below, there will be a hyperlink to all of the other demonstrators that are participating in this particular blog hop. And you know, they are very wonderful ladies and crazy. I've not met them in person, but they do fabulous work, so please be sure to check out everybody else. So like I said, the video for today is going to be focusing on the relaxing water side. And I actually fell in love with this. It's they stamp beautifully. I love the paper. I love the dies. I just love everything about it. And I'm going to show you one of the cards that I made. Actually, it was made, what is this month? July, June. I guess it, my goodness, last month at a downline meeting. I just decided to go ahead and do a make and take. So everyone made this. This is actually stamped and then die cut, but the video for today, I'm actually using the die cut for the Adirondack chair. I always have to hesitate to say that. I just say beach chair, and it is what it is. So if I mispronounced, my apologies. So let me bring over everything that we're going to be using for this video. I love, if you don't have this, consider getting it as part of your inventory arsenal to keep. It is the Party Banner dies, and you can tell these are large. They're great for scrapbooking, and we're just going to see how they're just as great being part of a card. So we're using 2 of these, and let's see. Let me bring over the colors, and I'll just go over the colors as I go through them. I want to go ahead and just dive into stamping. I'm using an old punch for the label. It's called double oval, but any oval or even round circle punch, you're good to go with that. All right, so let me bring everything over and make some room. I already have a mess. I got my glue. I am a glue girl, for those of you that don't know. All right, so I'm gonna put this over here. Now, I went ahead and die cut everything, and we'll go through it, but here's the chair we're gonna go ahead and piece together. I'll put that out now so that we can do that, and there's 3 pieces. And this is very easy to assemble, not difficult. This is my label that is done in very vanilla. I will go over the colors and the measurements, and for the most part, I usually put the measurements down below in my blog, so you can always refer back to them. And then I ended up cutting 2, I'm planning on using both, but we'll see, cattails in old olive, and we're gonna go ahead and color the cattails. And then the DSP has different images that you can fussy cut out. They do not have the dies. Let me double check. They do not have the dies to cut it out, but the images, you know, you can tell that's straight. The images are very easy to fussy cut. I don't like to fussy cut. I confess I don't like it, but these are easy. And for many of the images, I have a scan and cut, and it did cut those out for me. Easy enough. So there's always that option. All right, so let's go ahead and assemble this piece together. I'm gonna bring my silicone mat out. I think I've covered everything. We'll go through the card base, the measurements and all that as I build this card, okay? So the Adirondack, there's 3 pieces, and this, I just bent it. This piece here is actually die cut from here and it pops out, and we're going to put it right there. But let me work on this. See, this piece here is going to go right in here. It's going to tuck in like so. Wait a minute, get it in there. Tuck in like so, and then glued, and then support. Just kind of tuck that in. It's very easy. So it doesn't take a whole lot of glue. So what I'm going to do, now this is small, so I would think glue, but you know, you can always use your stamp and seal. All right, so I just put some glue there. That was a lot of glue. I don't even need that much. I'm going to put glue here, just a little bit. Maybe now that a lot came out, I'm being careful not to squeeze too hard in those two spots, okay? So I'm just going to tuck that in, have the glue on the back, and then just press down, and voila. And just make sure that it's glued in place. All right, so this piece can go right here. You could pop it up, very, very small dimensionals, but I'm going to do flat because I think I'm going to put some pieces of decorative pieces in front. So there you go. Now this chair, Adirondack, I'm always hesitating, so it's not that I lost my train of thought, just trying to pronounce it correctly in my head, is done in gray granite. Any color would be beautiful, but I just decided to go ahead and do the gray granite. All right, chair is done. I'll move that off to the side. Let's go ahead and get the tails. Now I'm using bronze. If you don't have bronze, that's okay. You can use pecan pie, probably both the dark and the light to get that darkness, but I'm going to go ahead and use bronze, and I'm going to bring this over in case I sloppy color. So I'm just going to use my brush tip and just go over the cattail part. Oops, stuck to me. I'm going to go ahead and do both because I think I'm going to use both of them on this card, but if not, I'll definitely use it on another card. It won't go to waste. Okay, so you can see how I'm just going over it. The bronze is a pretty dark color that I thought would work. I must have glue on my fingertips because this die cut is sticking to me. All right, so I'll move this off to the side, maybe. There we go. Yeah, it's a little sticky. I'm not quite sure why. All right, so we got to do some stamping. I think this is the only piece I plan on stamping, so let's do that since we're in the stamping side. Again, this is done in very vanilla. And I need a birthday card, so I'm going to do Have a Great Birthday. That is from the Relaxing Waterside, and I'm going to use Lost Lagoon, just one of my favorite colors. I don't think you can go wrong with it. So ink it up. I ink off camera. Hopefully you guys don't mind that, and hopefully I can do this centered. Nice even press. Voila. All right, one down. Oh, there is more stamping. Okay, I just looked at my inventory over here. Yes, we're going to do some more stamping, but we'll get to wait on that. All right, so done with that part. Let me get this out of the way. All right, so let's bring over the card base, which is just going to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it's Pool Party. Okay, so we'll put that over there. Nothing we need to do at this point. And let me bring over the stamping that we need to do. So I want to do the envelope. If this is your first time tuning in, something you need to know about me is I love decorating envelopes. I don't like to mail naked envelopes. Just a thing that after a while I started doing, and I just have fun with it. I think the mailman needs to have a smile too when they look at it. So we're going to go ahead and stamp that first, and then I'll talk about this DSP. So what color? We are going to use Old Olive. I think we're done with Lost Lagoon. All right, Old Olive. And the stamped cattails, which I believe this is the larger one. There's actually two. This is the larger one. So make sure I don't do this upside down. I'm going to stamp probably twice. I'll do a full strength and then a stamp off. And I just do it down here off the envelope a little bit, once and twice. I could easily do a third time, but I think that's good like that. That turned out really nice. Very pretty stamp set. All right, we're done with the envelope. I'll move that over. So this is a DSP from the Relaxing Waterside Suite. I did, as you can tell, I did use the banner, party banner dies, and this is the 9th largest, so counting from the largest down, it's the 9th one. Now, if you don't have the party banner, not a problem. Just cut your DSP, get your snips, go up the center, and then cut at an angle to create your, I call it a fish tail, to create your little tail there, okay? But I wanted to use the dies. I love them, and I just love to look at it because it's a little bit curved. All right, so I'm going to take this off. We don't need this. All right, so I want to stamp my, let's see, let me make sure I'm doing this right. What I want to do is put the chair right here, and I want to stamp, I think I'm going to stamp once the cattail on the DSP. So I'm going to do that off to the side. For those of you that stamp directly on DSP, does it make you nervous? Makes me nervous. I'm fine on plain cardstock, but I don't know, there's just something about stamping on DSP that it's like, oh my gosh, don't mess up. All right, I'm just going to put it right there off to the side, and I'm okay with part of the image being off the page, like down below. Be fine. Nice even press. Yay! All right. And are we done stamping? I think we are done stamping, so I'm gonna move this out of the way. Okay, what is next? Now let's build the card. We're done stamping. Let's build the card. All right, so we got, all right, I already talked about the base. So this is what I planned on doing. We've got a piece of Lost Lagoon. Again, I'm using the party banner die, and this is the 7th largest one. And after you die cut it, then turn it this way and score at 1/2 so that we create a flap. Okay, so let me get rid of that. Then this is going to go right here, like so. Okay, we're going to glue this part down, and I got glue here, so that it's going to flip up, and it's going to flip up, and it's stuck over here. I can't not grab it. This is very vanilla, and this is the 9th largest, the same as what we cut the DSP with. And that's going to go right in here. Now, I don't have an inside sentiment because I'm not quite sure who this is going to go to yet. So I'm just going to leave the inside blank until I'm ready to send this out. Okay, so I'm not going to glue that yet. I'm going to focus on the front first. So I'm going to glue that. Now, I wanted this piece that's going to be glued to the card base. I want a little bit of decorative. So I cut out 2 pieces. This is, I consider DSP number 2, but you can certainly use the same DSP that you used for this one. And that's going to be 3.5 by 1/2. And I decided to put one here. And then I'm not sure what I was going to do with this one, so we will just see. It might be, I don't know what I was going to do with this, but we'll see. Maybe I cut 2 just in case. Who knows what I was doing at the time. Sometimes I have these ideas in my head, and then by the time I go to assemble, it's like, I don't know what I was thinking. So let's go ahead and glue this. Now, I am not putting in any dimensionals. I'm just going to go ahead and adhere flat, but certainly for those of you that love doing dimension, whoops, just glued my finger. Hang on a minute. No wonder my fingers are sticky. Missing the paper. Put some glue there. I feel like it's been a while since I've glued. All right, there we go. I think that's even. That looks even to me. All right, so what else? We're going to build. So let's go ahead and glue this down. And I want that about even all the way around. If it's off, I'm not real concerned about it. And I'm only putting glue on the part, this flap right here. And you don't have to go super crazy on the glue or adhesive, but you want the adhesive at least all the way across, because this is a mechanism, and you certainly don't want it falling apart. So right there, I think that is even. Press down. I should be using my bone folder instead of my fingers, but I can't help it. And maybe I was gonna do, oh, maybe this is what I was gonna do. Maybe I was gonna do that. No, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it. But if you end up cutting 2 pieces, you can certainly put that there. I'm not sure what I was thinking with that piece. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and glue the one right across here. It adds a little bit decorative. Ribbon would be pretty if you wanted to do that. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and glue this piece down. So as long as I'm going to go all the way up, it's hidden. They won't see it. And then if you obviously know what inside sentiment, go ahead and stamp that. All right, kind of cute. A fun fold. All right, so let's build the front. So let's see, we want this here. I think I'm gonna go right there. I like for things to hang off a little bit as long as it's not gluing the card down. So I'm just gonna go over a little bit. Not too crazy, but a little bit over. And like I said, I'm gonna do this flat because I'm building it. So let me go ahead and glue this and just put some pieces down. Just put some glue down on the pieces was what I was trying to say. Not too crazy. It's one thing with this glue, a little bit goes a long way. It's not like when we were learning how to use glue in kindergarten. You don't have to go super crazy. All right, I want it over. I think I want the handle hanging over. All right, I don't know why that's, there we go. Must not have put enough glue there. It's got it now, that is for sure. All right, so this one, I think, again, I'm gonna pop that one up. Let's use maybe, let's see, make sure I do it on the right side. So I think 2 dimensional side by side ought to work. I think, because I want it to hang over just a little bit. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I hope you try it out. I'd love to see your version of it. Or the same version. I'm good with it. Again, I'm going to have that hang over just a little bit. Just the way my brain is. All right, so the cattails. This is what I was thinking. I think it goes that way. Looks crooked though, doesn't it? This way and then this way. The die cut, there are 2 dies, so one going this way and one going that way, which I thought was kind of nice. Okay, I do like that. I feel confident that that's what I'm gonna like, so. You ever lay card layouts down and then you start gluing and it's like, nope, changed my mind. Oops, grab that one. I do that a lot. Hence is why I cut that extra piece, because I must have had something in mind and then just forgot. I love layering. It's just something I've always gravitated towards. All right, so these pieces. Now this one you probably can't tell, but I did a bad job. The scan and cut tore my paper, so I'm gonna hide that. You know, it's a piece of DSP. It can still be used. So I'm gonna put that one there. And then I think, let me go over it just a little bit. I still want the chair shown. And really, it's hiding the fact that that paper's torn. You can't, it's blending in nicely. You can't tell. Only because you watched this video. All right, putting that down there. And I'm going to crisscross. Crisscross there, I think. And I don't know. This is the part that, like, how much do you crisscross? I don't want to actually make the letter X, but I'm going to hang you over just a little bit. Looking good. All right, so I wasn't sure about these. These are the loose anchor trinkets, and I'm not even sure if they're still in stock. I think they ran out one time, and I never did check because I had a whole thing of it. So we're gonna go ahead and use it. Maybe if I can open it up. Get one out. It's pretty flat. I mean, it'll go through the mail. I would be careful about the bulk of it though, just to make sure you don't have too much bulk, because you don't want your envelope to be torn. But it's pretty flat. I think you'll be okay. We're going to use some linen thread. I love linen thread. I'm just going to cut, I don't know what that is, 4 inches. I don't need that much, but long enough to actually work with and not fumble too badly on video here. All right, so I'm just folding it in half. I'm going to feed it through the anchor part. Hopefully this will work. It's wide enough, hopefully, to take the double. Or if not, I'm going to do it this way. I do have a threader, needle threader, I don't know what you call it, that I use a lot of times when I'm scrapbooking and need something. Sometimes I use thread. All right, so I'm looping through the piece, fumbling. All right, this is the front. this is a little bit long, but I'll worry about that. It's trimming it down. So I want to, I don't know where to put it. I want it to kind of hang. Maybe right there. I want it flat. I'm going to put it there, I think. All right. I can be doing this for the next 20 minutes, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna, I don't like it standing off by itself. I'm gonna put it here. All right, so get my, lots of mini dots. I'm getting close to running out. Getting a new pack. Isn't it exciting getting a new pack of mini dots? I don't know, it's satisfying knowing that you've actually completed a whole roll and what, 300 of them or 500? I forget how many actually come in. All right, I'm just putting 3. I think they'll stay. They're kind of overlapped, but I might have to roll this one back. Yeah, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but folding in half. I'm trying not to touch it because I don't want any of the stickiness, the oils from my fingers to get on that. All right, so I'm just going to put it there and press, and I'm going to cut this. Okay. Wow. That was a lot easier than what was in my head. I love it. I hope you love it. Let's do this. All right, here we go. Love it. I hope you guys try this out. It's a lot of fun. That one's popped up, but I think I'm going to leave it. Make sure that doesn't bend when I put that in the envelope. So thank you for tuning in. Check out my channel on some other projects. I have a free card class going on. I think by the time this video is shown, my free class video should be up and running if I did the dates correctly. So check it out. Maybe something of interest to you, I hope. And as always, happy stamping to you all. Be sure to check out the other blog hoppers. They, that sounded funny. They do beautiful work, and I appreciate you showing, giving them some support. So thank you again. Take care. Have a wonderful week. Bye.